In this video, I'm going to show how to instantly relieve chest muscle pain and tightness. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. So if you're dealing with a lot of chest muscle pain and tightness, definitely check this video out, because what usually causes this is a buildup of tightness in the pectoralis muscles, commonly known as the pecs, especially with bad forward rounded posture from using cell phones or computers. So to fix this, I'm going to show easy exercises that's going to help stretch and release that tightness and also help improve our posture. Just a quick note, each one of these exercises works differently. They're going to be shown in different positions. To get the best results, go through them all and use what gives you the most relief. With that being said, let's get started. Here's a really good exercise that we can do standing. Start off by putting your arms and hands off to your side, palms facing forward. Make fists with your hands and then put them right across your lower back. What you want to do is press your fists into your lower back and wing your elbows backward like this at the same time. As you do this, you're going to feel a really good stretch form across your chest. But to deepen it, we're going to hold this and now look upward towards the ceiling and then press our chest upward like this at the same time. You're going to feel a really deep stretch across the pecs, across the chest. Build into this one and then hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. Release it, take a breather, and then repeat this 3 to 5 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. To take this one to the next level, what we can do as we hold this stretch is slowly turn or rotate towards one side. So I'm going to rotate through my upper back and shoulders slightly towards my left. Whatever side that you're going towards, what you're going to feel is a deeper stretch on the other side. So give that a try towards the left and also towards the right. If you notice that any of those positions offer more relief, at that point, keep throwing repetitions in until everything is nice and loose. Here's a really easy exercise that we can do seated. Let's start with very good upright posture. Just have your back nice and straight. You're going to make a U or a field goal with your arms, so have your elbows bent roughly at 90 degrees. What you want to do first is slowly press your elbows backward like this until you feel a really deep stretch in your chest. Once you feel that, you're going to hold this position and now slowly reach upward towards the ceiling. When you can't go any further, hold this for a second and then slowly bring your elbows downward like this towards your side. And what you're going to do from there is relax and then repeat this 5 to 10 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. But to take this one to the next level, we can add in a different movement and a massage to get more relief. So for this one, I'd like to put my arms off to my side, have them straight, palms facing forward. We're going to press our hands backward like this until we feel that deep chest stretch. We're going to hold this and now we're going to mimic doing a snow angel. So just imagine you're lying flat on your back on the ground and you're going to go up and down like this. Again, try to do this about 5 to 10 times, and with each repetition just building into it a little bit more. But the odds are when you do this, you're probably going to find that one certain position or movement, like right here for me off to the right, it just feels like it's really attacking that tightness, achiness, or maybe even that pain. At that point, I'd like to keep building into that movement over and over again until it finally loosens up or I'm not getting any more improvement. But again, if you would like to take this one to the next level, you can add in a massage by grabbing something soft and round. A tennis ball works perfectly. So as you do this movement, take the tennis ball and go right over the spot that you're having a lot of muscle tightness or pain and just start to massage into it at the same time. Do it pretty lightly because it can be very sensitive. But give this a try. Attack any spot that you find has a little bit more tightness and just keep doing it over and over again until everything is nice and loose. Here's an exercise that we can do on a floor that can offer a really deep stretch. Let's start on all fours like this. Whatever side that you're having the most amount of pain or tightness, let's say it's our left side. What you want to do is take the hand on that side, point your fingers away from you like this, and now slide your hand away from you as much as you can. When you can't go any further, press your hand down into the floor to make sure that it does not move during this stretch. What we're going to do now is bend our elbow on the other side and lean our body weight away like this. this. As you do this, lower the painful side shoulder and chest towards the floor. You're going to feel a really deep stretch across the chest. Build into this one as much as you can. Hold it comfortably for 20 to 30 seconds. Release it, take a breather, and then repeat this 3 to 5 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. To take this one to the next level, we can change the placement of our hand to find a spot that offers the most relief. So what we can do is slide our hand upward like this a little bit and then repeat. You're going to notice it targets those chest muscles a little bit differently. So just experiment with as many different positions as possible, going all the way up like this, and you can also bring your hand backward. If you find that one certain spot just really attacks that tightness, pain, or achiness the most, at that point, throw more repetitions in until everything is nice and loose. And for good measure, I do recommend doing this on the other side, just to make sure everything is kept in balance. For this exercise, we're just going to need a door frame. Let's start facing it and take our hands and reach upward towards the corners of that door frame. So it should look like our arms are roughly in a Y position. What we're going to do is just slowly lunge forward, driving our chest forward as much as we can. As you lunge forward, what you're going to feel is a really deep stretch form across your chest. Hold this comfortably for 20 to 30 seconds, relax, take a breather. On the next repetition, what I'm going to do is slide my hands downward so my elbows are bent roughly at 90 degrees. This time around, our arms should look like they're in a field goal position or a big U. What you're going to do at this point, lunge forward again, and what you're going to notice is it targets those chest muscles just a little bit differently. 20 to 30 second hold, release it. On the next repetition, what we're going to do is slowly tuck our elbows towards our side so our arms look like they're roughly in a W position, and then repeat for 20 to 30 seconds. What you want to do is all three of these movements a couple times, but you're probably going to notice that one certain position, like the Y position for me, just really attacks that tightness the most. At that point, I like to throw more repetitions in until everything is nice and loose. But if you do have one spot that's just really stubborn, doesn't want to release, to deepen this stretch and take it to the next level, this is what we can do. So let's say it's mostly on my right side. What I'm going to do is just do this side only, lunge forward like this until I feel that a deep initial stretch, and then from there I'm going to slowly turn my body towards the other side. So I'm just slowly turning towards my left. You're going to feel a really deep stretch into that pec. 20 to 30 second hold, release it, and you can do all three of these movements and focus on the one that just offers you the most relief. But if you do have one pinpoint spot of tightness that doesn't want to release, at that point I would grab, if I can find it, my tennis ball and just go right over that spot of muscle tightness, and as I do this stretch, just lightly massage in that area at the same time. But go through all of these movements, target any spot that feels like it needs a little bit more attention. For this exercise, I'm going to use a high-density 24-inch foam roller. These are really inexpensive and you can pretty much find them at any local sporting goods department, but if you would like to pick one up online, I'll leave a link in this video's comments section and description. So what we're going to do is put this vertically, and you want this long enough to the point where it will support your head and your upper back as you lie on it. So for most people, 24 inches is going to be perfect. Just center the foam roller right over your spine. From here, you're going to take your arms, have your palms facing towards the ceiling, elbows bent roughly at 90 degrees. You're going to press your elbows downward towards the floor until you feel a really deep stretch form in your chest muscles. Let's hold this and now reach overhead like this as much as we can. When you can't go any further, hold this position for a second, and then you're going to slowly tuck your elbows downward towards your side. Again, holding that for a second. Release it, take a breather, and then repeat this 5 to 10 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it's helping out, but there's still some tightness left, throw some more repetitions in until everything is nice and loose. But if you would like to take this one to the next level and see if we can get some more relief, let's try two different movements. The first one is called the snow angel. So for this one, I'm going to put my arms off to my side, palms facing towards the ceiling. Now what you want to do is press the back of your hands towards the floor as much as you can, and then mimic doing a snow angel. So go up and down like this. It's going to target those muscles a little bit differently. Again, try to do this about 5 to 10 times in both directions, but if it feels like it's helping out, just keep throwing more repetitions in. So the last movement is called the swimmer, and this one is going to target the chest and the shoulders. So what I like to do is just put my arms off to my side like this, have my elbows straight, and I just do nice small circles with my hands, and with each circle I make the next one a little bit bigger. So this one should kind of mimic like we're in a pool. We're just kind of reaching overhead like this. So I would keep doing this, pretty much just lowering your hands towards the floor as much as you can. And when you're pretty much doing nice big wide circles, to take this one to the next level, switch it up and go in the opposite direction. So go through all of these movements. You're probably going to find that one just helps you out a little bit more. And at that point, keep building into it over and over again until everything is nice and loose. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.